Quite frankly, I am scared of SORA. What will it do to our society? I wouldn't recommend that you watch it a long time and be identified with those thoughts about what can it do? Can it take over the world? Myself, I haven't really looked into it too much, but I have seen some of the videos already, and they look very appealing to the eyes. And they can also do the same thing humans do. They can pull you along, and you'll be watching it for hours. That's why they've probably already made a whole page and an app, probably already. But ultimately, I see this not as a hindrance. It's ultimately neutral. But the thoughts about Sora is what's going to take people away from the presence that they are. So, for example, this questioner asked, what will it do to our society? Because ultimately, people's jobs, like actors, they're at risk because they can easily create a movie with a script and dialogue that is ultimately ran by a artificial intelligence, which is meaning that you won't be able to tell if it's an actual human or AI. So I think that's a wonderful step in creativity, but at the same time, many human beings are still identified with that fearful, negative state of mind, which is implied here in the question. Fear, fear based, not looking at it from a neutral perspective, meaning that you appreciate what consciousness has created, and you may even see how it can help you in certain situations. They already have self-driving cars. They already have things like robots that can help you with things around the house. So why not have something that you write the script for and it makes the video for you? By the way, that's not what I'm doing. I'm actually here. But I can see how it can be quite frightening for that state of mind of identification with the negative thought and fearful based thought process. I wouldn't recommend that you watch it a long time and be identified with those thoughts about what can it do? Can it take over the world? Nothing wrong with watching it. It's very neutral, but at the same time, don't allow your mind to be continuously taken over by the thoughts about it. Use it as a practice. That's a good thing. You can watch some of the Sora clips and be aware of your breathing at the same time. Watch the thoughts that come in about the Sora video. See if those thoughts need to be made valid or they can just be seen. Now, we haven't had any reports about any kind of artificial intelligence taking over the White House or taking over Wall Street, but there can be some thoughts about something like that. I feel like that's where this type of question is coming from. I appreciate the question, by the way, but at the same time, look at it for yourself. See that the mind can conjure up any kind of thought about any kind of situation. and see that if you need to believe the thought about the situation, is it an actual reality at this time? Is something taking over you, or is it the reality of the artificial intelligence and the thoughts about the reality of the artificial intelligence that is taking over? If you make a distinguishment, then you'll ultimately be able to see the fact and the truth of the thought. Is it necessary to have this type of thinking? These are the type of questions you ask yourself when your thought comes up with these type of things. It's kind of like consciousness is challenging you to see if you can stay present with thought. If you see it that way, then with any situation, whether it's SORA, this or that, Facebook, and people were being a certain kind of way towards you on social media, if you see it as thought process that comes up, connects with emotion, creates the fear, the anxiety, the stress. If you see it as that, it would only be that. Your mind won't continue to go on with it. If you're watching it, you shine the light of consciousness on it. And you'll see gradually the thought will slow down because it can't take you away into that trench of unconscious thinking. If you're noticing that it's unconscious thinking, you'll just be there conscious of it. So that's your practice here with the thoughts about SORA taking over our society, taking over our jobs, because it is a possibility, but is it happening now? Yes, to a certain extent. So then what do you do about it from there? Do you continue to believe the negative thoughts about it and feel bad about it and diminished that you're no longer going to be able to do this work that you love to do? Or do you accept it because it's already here and you see what you can do beyond it? Maybe you can become one of the people that help manage these companies. You never know. But there's no reason to, at night, you're in the bed, you're watching the phone of the SORA video. You usually say it in the corner, so watch the videos now, the corners. Mine doesn't say it, but it says SORA. It has to say it because it has to let people know it's AI generated. It says SORA in the corner. And then you watch the video, and it'd be something catastrophic happens, and you can't believe it. When I first saw one, I thought, oh, that's amazing. It's a bear on a trampoline or whatever it is, knowing that a bear wouldn't do. So then I thought, oh, I know we have the artificial intelligence. Maybe that's what it is. And that was all. And it still was a wonderful video. I don't recommend watching those type of videos. Maybe these kind that bring you to a certain sense of awareness and conscious presence that those other videos don't. They just pull your attention, and then your thought starts up, and then you can either suffer those thoughts or you could be aware of them. It's your choice. Thank you for joining me.